Yeah, so yesterday we started with systematic literature review, and we said that when you want to conduct systematic literature review, there are some steps that you need to follow. We look at the 9 steps that put together give us a better systematic literature review. We said the first stage is to define your research questions, where we try to define the research question or the research objective. And then we said the next is to develop your inclusion and exclusion criteria. You are going to search papers online. Which papers are you going to keep for your research, and which ones are you going to remove? And we also learn how to develop some keywords based on the objective or the title of the research, and then using these keywords to search for data, to search in databases. We'll look at specific databases and also look at search engines. But I said that when you are doing systematic literature review, the best way is for you to pick a search engine, because the search engine will link you to different databases than picking a specific database. And then also, we also look at after you have your keywords, then you go to your search engine and then you build your search strings using your keywords and Boolean operators like the or and the and you modify your search. So when you download your papers, after the search, you download your papers and then you apply your inclusion and exclusion criteria to remove the papers, filter the papers, screen the papers. And after you have screened, then you do what we call the data extraction, where you try to extract some features from the papers you have downloaded. Like, for example, you try to extract when the paper was published, trying to extract which journal the paper was publishing, trying to extract which specific area the paper concentrated on, which method was used in the paper, and also if the paper did an experimental analysis, you also try to extract for which metrics was used to measure the performance of the modeling and other things. And then we talk of quality assessment, and then we talk also of data sensitization, trying to make sure that the data that you've extracted, you've done it rightly, try to do confirmation, try to compare and see that the right thing has been extracted. And also we talk about interpretation. That is, after you have extracted your data, you need to do analysis of it, and then you make interpretation. And we'll look at some of the interpretation, and then finally you draw conclusions based on these interpretations you have done. So basically, these are the 9 steps that put together give us the systematic literature review procedures or the methodology. When you follow these steps correctly and accurately, then you are sure that you're going to do or carry out a systematic literature review, which is comprehensive, which is scientific, and which is what standard. Remember, we said that systematic literature review is reproducible, it is objective, and also it does not hide any of the steps. All steps, whatever you do, must be outlined. And the reason you are doing that is that so that somebody can reproduce what you did if it follows your publication or your paper. So basically, this is what we did. And we say that to follow this procedure, there is a diagram, or there is a name given to all these procedures that we call the Prisma framework, which give us, which is simply put, preferred reporting items for systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So these steps that we follow is derived from the Prisma framework. And as I said, there is no one way to represent your Prisma framework, you can do the representation in different ways. Okay, so this is a recap of what we did yesterday. If you have any question on that, please let me know, and then we will answer that question before we move on to today's work. So if you have anything regarding yesterday's presentation. So with the bibliometric literature review, let me share my screen. Okay, so using bibliometric analysis for writing a research paper. So first, we're going to look at the definition and concept of bibliometric. We will look at where you can get bibliometric data source. We'll look at searching and extracting bibliometric data. We'll look at analysis and then reporting bibliometric data. We'll look at network visualization with the VOS viewer, and then we'll look at writing the bibliometric paper. So when it comes to let me pull these screens up so that I can see my screens very well. Oh, I'm moving fast. There are different quantitative analysis we can do when it comes to the field of information science. And one of them is bibliometric. We have cytometric, we have infometric, we have cybermetric, we have webometric, we have autometrics. These are all measures, or these are all analysis that we can do on information or on data. And I will urge you to go through these different analysis on your leisure time. Look at where each can be applied and the advantages and disadvantages of each of them. But today, the focus is on bibliometric. So what is bibliometric? Bibliometric is two words put together. The first one is biblio, which is derived from the word biblion, which is a Greek word meaning book. And we all know what metrics is. It's derived from the word metrikos, which is a Greek word, which is measurement. So in other terms, when we say bibliometric, then it's book measurement, or trying to measure books. Okay. So who brought this word bibliometric? This guy was called Alan Patrick. He was the guy who coined this term bibliometric, and since then we've all have seen people doing bibliometric analysis, bibliometric review, and the rest. So to come out with this workshop, I decided to take a journey myself and some other researchers to write some literature review based on bibliometrics, so that we can easily be able to understand what goes into it and how to conduct it. So in all, I think it was how many papers? 3 papers where we carry out 3 papers, research papers using bibliometric analysis. Thankfully, 2 have been published. The 3rd one is under review, and we are waiting for the journal to give us a feedback. So bibliometric is a quantitative and statistical method used to analyze and measure various aspects of scholarly publications, such as books, articles, journals, conference proceedings, and other academic literature. So we use this approach to evaluate documents like books, articles, journals, conference, and other literatures, and sometimes even authors of. Once you are analyzing the books or the articles, then of course there are some data or bibliometric data that we do analyze in this document, and we'll look at this document. What data do we analyze from? So it involves the application of mathematical and statistical techniques to bibliographic data to gain insight into patterns, the trends, the relationship within it. So we try to use some statistical technique to see what are the patterns in the publications, what are the trends in the publication, where are researchers going, what are they researching into, and what is the link between this researcher and the other researcher? What is the link between this institution and the other institutions? So let's see people that users and interested parties of bibliometric. So researchers like you and I, we are interested in bibliometric analysis. Why? Because it helps us to be able to know who are the top researchers in our area of specialty. What are they doing? Let us know what is currently the gap for us to look at. And then academic institution also, they want to know how their faculty is doing. They want to know what is their ranking in terms of a certain area. What is their performance? So they also use this to do. And then the funding agency, those who are providing funding for research, they want to know where their research is heading or how their research is performing. So they also want to know. And then publishers like Xavier, like Springer, like other IEEE and the rest, they also want to know how many number of papers are they publishing? How are their publications being cited? They want to know all this things. And then libraries and policymakers and government also are interested in publication data, and academic ranking organization, institutions that rank academic institutions also are interested in public bibliometric analysis to know what is happening also. So let's see some applications of, bibliometrics. So the first applications we are looking at is what? Analyze research patterns and knowledge. So we can use bibliometric analysis to analyze the research patterns, what currently is happening, what is the explosion of knowledge, how many papers have been published, which area are they focusing in. We can use this to do that. Then we can also examine authorship patterns across different subject areas. So when you talk of artificial intelligence, which authors are the gurus in artificial intelligence? Which countries are they coming from? All this analysis can be done here. Then we predict the future of publication patterns. Once we know how the publication is being going or is happening, the rate at which work is being published now, we can also use this analysis to know and make some estimation and prediction, forecast productivity of publishers and authors. Once we know how a publisher or an author is publishing, the rate at which this author is publishing now, we can say that, okay, this author is the most productive author in this area or this organization or this country. So if we talk of artificial intelligence, which country is leading the research area in artificial intelligence? Which authors are leading in the research area of artificial intelligence? Which publication house are publishing more papers on artificial intelligence? We can use all this to look at the productivity of publishers, authors, organizations, and countries also. Then we can also use it to evaluate research performance at both micro and macro levels also, and also assess the impact of research output. So we can use it for several things. You can take your time and go through all this later on. So let's see bibliometric indicators. So what are the data points in a paper that we are interested for our bibliometric analysis? So bibliometric indicators are numerical measurements that provide quantitative information about research performance. Bibliometric indicators can be used to evaluate the performance and impact of different entities like authors, department, institutions, journal, country, document, subject areas. So we will look at how to measure the impact of an author, the impact of a document that has been published, the impact of an institution, the impact of a journal, the country, and other things using this bibliometric analysis process. So when we pick a paper, let's see what information is are we going to pick for our bibliometric analysis. So if you look at the first one, it's the journal name, the title of the paper, the author, the abstract, the author's affiliation, and then the reference. So anytime we are extracting bibliometric analysis data, we'll be interested in the journal, the title of the paper, the author, the abstract, the author's affiliation, and then the references. So if you go back, we said that we use this information to measure the performance of author, the document, institution, journal, country, document, subject area. So using bibliometric analysis to write a literature review. So how do we use bibliometric analysis to write a literature review? We say that bibliometric literature review is a systematic and quantitative analysis of published literature. It is a systematic process because there are laid down procedures that needs to follow. You need to gather your keywords. You need to search your database. You need to filter the papers, screen the papers. So once those processes, then we can also say that the bibliometric analysis is also a systematic and quantitative process of analyzing literature. So it involves applying bibliometric techniques to analyze various bibliometric elements, of which we have discussed those elements, like the authorship. So when we are doing analysis, we'll be analyzing the authorship, we'll be doing the publication, the citations, and then the keywords pattern. Normally, we can use the keyword pattern to know which area current literature is focusing on and which area is less focused or is less research that creates gaps for us to look into. So we can, when we start with the analysis, we'll see how we can make these deductions based on this. Okay, so we are saying that the objective of bibliometric literature review is to gain insight into intellectual structure, the trend, and the impact of the research field under investigation. So whenever you're doing a bibliometric literature review, don't forget the main focus, the objective is for you to know what is the trend and the impact of the research in that field. The trend can be like which institutions are trending, which authors are trending, which documents are trending. If you want to talk about funding agents, well, if you want to talk about cooperation, which country is working with which country, you can do all those analysis. So let's see the steps that involve. So let's get our hands on deck. So there are 7 steps here. We have, the first one is to define your research objective, select a database, and then conduct a literature search, data extraction, bibliometric analysis, interpretation and synthesization, and then reporting and documentation. So we need to get an objective. We need to get a research topic. We need to get a research area. If you want to see applications of AI in health, it's a research area. It's not a specific topic. We want to know what has been done. But then if you want to narrow it down, we'll say maybe applications of neural network in health care. Then we are specifically interested in applications that use neural network. But if we are saying applications of AI, then we are looking at any document that did some applications of artificial intelligence in the field of healthcare. So first, let's just get our research objectives. So let's see some of the research objectives. Don't forget, we are saying that when we are doing bibliometric analysis, we want to see the trending authors, the trending institutions, trending countries, the distribution of knowledge using the keywords, and also what is the cooperation, the network among various institutions and various authors. So these learning research questions, or these research questions were picked from 2 of our papers. So let's see possible research questions or objectives that we can set when we want to do a bibliometric literature review. So we have the first one, which is, what are the critical growing trends in the application of technology such as AI, ML, IoT, IOMT, big data, and cloud computing for sustainable healthcare? So we want to see what is the critical growing trend. How is the number of publications growing in these areas of technology applied in healthcare for sustainability? Then the next one, over the past years, over the past 24 years. So it means that these guys are going to look at 24 years of documents, which authors, institutions, papers, journals in the literature on technology for sustainable health have had the most significant impact. So note how the research questions are set when we are dealing with bibliometric analysis, because we have already established what we can use bibliometric analysis to do. So if you look at these research questions, they are being set towards what one can do with bibliometric analysis. So take note of these research questions very clearly. Then the next one is, what are the critical things investigated concerning technology for sustainable health, and how do they relate? So here they want to see what is the distribution of knowledge, what areas specifically are people researching into when it comes to the application of technology for healthcare. So they want to investigate the themes, and then to investigate the themes, they are going to use the keywords, because when we plot a keyword, we know that when we look at the keywords, we can see some similarity, cluster those keywords, and see that, okay, people are looking at this area, people are looking at this area and the other area. Then let's look at the 4 part. What issues in TSH have received the most attention and have been studied the most frequently? So when they do the clustering, based on the number of papers that falls in each cluster, they will be able to know that which cluster have received more research and which cluster have received less research. What are they trying to do? They're trying to find out the gap in literature. Once we know the cluster that have received more research and the cluster that have received less research, then we can say that, okay, much has been done in this area, but lesser has been done in this area. Then look at the 5th research question. It says that, what does the nature of cooperation look like in the literature on TSH? So what are they trying to do? So in this way, they're trying to also find out what is the cooperation like. Network, they want to do network analysis. Which country is cooperating with which country? Which authors are cooperating with which authors? So they want to know that, okay, this country is doing research with this country, and based on the author's affiliation. Don't forget, when I showed you the page that shows the information that we use for bibliometric analysis, so one of the data we'll be collecting is the author's affiliation. So if I am affiliated with institution A and you are affiliated with institution B, and we are doing research and we're doing more research based on the analysis, they'll be able to know that, okay, there is a link of cooperation between this institution and that institution, this country and this country, but less cooperation is being seen between this country and that country. What can we do? We can encourage countries with lesser research and lesser cooperation to try and cooperate with other. Once you point out these gaps, it becomes opportunity for institutions to take and explore. And once we're able to know which funders are sponsoring research, which research areas is receiving much funding, because you are doing analysis of a different technological application in health, but which application area specifically is receiving more funding. All this can be seen when we do all this analysis. Then let's observe this paper also. So this is one of our published paper also. And let's look at the research objective. Say one, identify the prolific researchers, organization, and nations involved in artificial intelligence in law. So what they're trying to see, which authors are trending, which authors are publishing more, which institutions are publishing more, which nation is more involved when it comes to using AI to solve problems in the law firm, Then they are looking over 62 years specifically. Yeah. Then here, the primary areas of focus for artificial intelligence research in the legal field throughout the last 6 decades. So what they want to do again is try to see which area in the legal framework is AI being applied, and then discover the connection between various studies topics and their rate of evolution. And the last one, list the advantages and difficulties of artificial intelligence in the legal field, and suggest as citing new studies areas. So what they try to do, once they know which area is being applied, right, they will know which area has been less applied. Why hasn't been less applied yet? What are the challenges people are facing here? So they try to point out all this literature gap. Then I have another paper from different authors also. This is from these authors. Let's see how they frame their research question. The first research question, what are key growth trends in research on healthcare management for sustainability? 2, what authors and documents in the literature on sustainable healthcare management have had the greatest impact on citation over the past 25 years? So you can see that all the papers that are dealing with bibliometric analysis, there's some pattern in the framing of the research question or the objective, because we have already established what you can use bibliometric analysis to do and what you can use systematic literature to do. So these days, I've seen papers that are combining the two approaches. I have not combined the two approaches for research, but I think it's a good thing if you want to combine the two approach also for a research. Do we have any question before I go to how we can source for data for bibliometric analysis? Any question? If you have anything to put? Any question? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay. So now let's see where we can get data for bibliometric analysis. So one of the data source is Scopus, which has been widely used, but you know, for you to be able to get access, I think you have to get institutional access. And then we have ACM Digital Library, Web of Science, Dimensions. We have IEEE Explorer. We have PubMed. Some of these sources are free. Others you have to pay for it. But for this workshop, we will be using Scopus for searching the literature. So don't forget the steps. Let's go over the steps again so that we know where we came from and where we are heading towards. The first one we said is to define your what? Research objective. We have done that. The next one is to define, select your database. Why are you selecting Scopus and not Dimension? Why are you selecting IEEE and not PubMed? You need to explain why. I've seen people also putting 2 or 3, searching between 2 or 3 databases and putting them together. You can do that if you want to do that. But for example, if my institution provide me free access to, let's say, database A, and we don't have free access to database B, I will justify that I went for database A because that is what my institution provide free access to. It's justified. If you have free access to 3 and you want to use all the 3, hey, you are good to go. So now the next step is to conduct the literature. So we are going to perform a systematic search using selected database and search term. Don't forget, here too, you have to use keywords. And then we apply filters. We have to define our inclusion and exclusion criteria and narrow the document down. And then once we narrow the document down, we can download the document for our analysis. So first, let's try to conduct some search. So let's try to derive some keywords. So we will use our paper for this as a case study, which is a bibliometric analysis of technology in sustainable healthcare, emerging trends and future directions. So these were the keywords that we use. We use one keyword, technology, the keyword sustainable healthcare. We use health informatics. We use machine learning in health, health predictive analytics, disease detection system, health information system, and we use artificial intelligence in health. So now I will show you how you can build your search query. But before then, you have to define your inclusion and exclusion criteria. So one, in this paper, we decided to include only publications that were from 1998 to 2002. Two, we said that papers with publication status final. It means that papers that were considered as impress, the papers they are impressed, they are still impressed working on, but they are online. We excluded them. Only papers that has been, everything has been done. So there's not going to be any changes in the paper. So it's final paper, final publication. Yeah. So those are the papers we considered. And then papers published in journals and conference. So the paper should be in journal or what? Conference. And two, the fourth one, papers with full author information. So papers where the author information were not full. Like for example, the author name, the affiliations were not there. We're not going to include. Why? Because don't forget that we are looking at the most prolific authors. We are looking at the most prolific institutions. So if the author affiliation is not there, how can we examine the productive institutions, and how can we examine the productive authors? And then exclusion criteria. So we say papers not published in English. So if there is a paper in which is related to our topic or our research area, However, if it is not published in English, then we are not going to add to it. If the paper is not in the field of healthcare technology, we are not going to add to it. A paper can have some of our keywords, but then it is not related to the field of healthcare technology. We're going to take it off. Then document type, not article or conference proceeding. So if a document is not a conference proceeding or an article, we'll take it off. And then if a paper has its status indicated as in press, we're going to take it off. Papers with no author names, we'll take it off. And papers with subject areas not in healthcare or review. So papers that were classified as review papers, we are going to take it off. Okay. So how do we build this search? Don't forget, we have already selected our keywords. So we use the or and the and to build the search. So before we do that, I want everybody to copy these keywords. Please copy these keywords. I'm bringing it. Bringing these keywords into the chat so that you can copy it, and then we work together. I want everybody to work. If you have those of us who have access to Scopus, we will work for the others to observe. Chat. Where is the chat? Hello, everyone. How many of us have access to if you have access to Scopus, let me see. Let me see behind those who have access to Scopus. Should I mention names? I hope you guys are not sleeping on me.
Nah, we are not sleeping.
No,
We are
sir.
here.
We are not sleeping.
Okay. Okay. So how many of us have access to
quite unstable?
Yeah, how many of us have access to Scopus? Because we are going to search this together. I'm not the only person who's going to search. So let me see if I have access to Scopus. Your institution provide you access to Scopus. Just raise your hand, or you can just put I or yes in the chat box. Okay. So I don't have anybody who have access to Scopus. Woo! I know you have access. Ima, hello, Ima.
Yes, Doc.
Yes, I know you have access to Scopus, right?
Yes, I've responded.
Thank you. So I will give you the chance, right? I want you to take this tax. I'm not going to do that. I want you to take it and I will watch from here. I've put the text box in, I've put the keywords in the text box. I'll give you the chance to show your screen, right? And then you build for us keywords search with these keywords using the or, right? Ima, can you do that for us?
All right.
Yes, so I'll let Ima do it. I'll stop sharing my screen and then I will let Ima do it. And then do I need to, can you share your screen from your end, or do I need to make you call something before you can? Let me know, so I'll do that.
I think I can share.
Okay, so share your screen with us and take us through. We are building a search string with the keywords there using the or. When you,
Can you see?
no, we can't see your screen.
Is it supposed to disable participants screen sharing?
Okay, so let me make you a co-host and then you can do that. Okay, so I've made your co-host, so share again. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we are there.
Okay.
So hello everybody. When you log into Scopus and you have institution access, you get access to this. Before IMA will start, as you look at the image screen, you can see titles, abstract, and keywords. So what it means that everything IMA is going to search from Scopus will be searched within titles of papers, abstract, and the keywords. So IMA, take us through. Let me enjoy watching you.
So okay, so the keywords, I think it has to start with technology.
Yes, technology. I've put it in the chat box so you can copy. So I want you to build it using yes. I teach them click on no. We are building using the or. So click on add another search field. No, don't do that. Click on the add another search field. Down there, just down. Good. Now, so change the end to or. At the top there, you see that there's an end.
Okay.
Change it to or. Good. And then add the next keyword. So we are building with or. So you can just go and copy on it and paste it.
Okay. Sustainable healthcare. Okay.
Should I mention it for you? It's in the chat. The next keyword is sustainable healthcare.
Okay.
Good. Then add another field. Hello, is everybody observing what we are doing?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So add the next keyword.
If somebody can.
Health informatics. The next or is machine learning in healthcare. Then the next one is healthcare predictive analytics. Healthcare predictive analytics. And the next one is disease detection system. Disease detection system.
Do I add again?
Yes, the next one is health information system.
Is that all?
No, there's a last one, artificial intelligence in healthcare. In healthcare. Okay, so when we are done, when we are done with this, we just click on the search as Ima is doing. So you must search for us. Whoa. How many papers?
4,474,803 documents.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you. I'll do some. So if you want to build, remember yesterday we learned about building with and synonyms, building with wordpar, building with the quote to be specific. If we want to do that, we can change this building. If you might change everything to, and you might go top, let's do something.
Okay.
Yeah. So between the technology and the healthcare sustainability, come to that second or.
Okay.
And make it and. Good. Come down again. So what it means is that it's any of the first word and come down, and make this the fourth or and. And then the sixth or and. And search again. How many have you gotten?
375 documents.
Yeah, so what you are doing here is that go top, let me show members something. I'm coming on. Let me show them through the advanced. Come down, let me see. Come down. No, go top. I want you to stay. Yes, it's okay. Let me see whether you have the advanced search. Do you have the advanced search? You don't have. Go
No.
top, let me see. Go top. Oh, you don't have.
Okay,
yeah,
there's advanced query. Yes.
Yeah, put it on. Put it on for me. Good. Now, good. Let's read what is there. I want you to read how the search was done.
It says technology or sustainable and healthcare and health and informatics or machine and learning and healthcare.
Good. So you see,
and
yes, I'm coming. It's picking when you see technology or sustainable and healthcare. So a document must have either technology or it has sustainable and healthcare, and then it has health informatics or it has machine learning in what? Healthcare.
Yeah.
So when you try to build with a more and statement, it reduces the document or gives it more flexibility to go for more document. And then here, instead of, we can decide that it should search for the exact word like machine learning in healthcare, not machine learning. And so you can put it in quote in your basic search, and then it gives you this advanced word search. Right.
Okay.
Are we there? Yeah. So now we know how to do this search. So give the screen back to me. I'll go to my screen, share my screen, and then we continue from there. So where's my scopus? Good. So this is my scopus. I have my scopus here. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'll go to the PowerPoint and then pick the first keyword search that we did. And let's see what will be the outcome. So when you search the document, you can filter it out to reduce the. So I want to put our query here. I don't know if it will work, or I have to clean it again. Let me see. I just want to see if I'll get the papers. Oh no, I have to do cleaning. So because I won't have the time to do cleaning. So let me go back straight and then put search like the same as Ima did and filter it there for you. It will be difficult for me to do cleaning here. I have to, if I want to use my same thing I did, I have to Technology. I have to edit it to pick, but no time here. So I'll do what Ima did, and then I'll filter it for you guys. As we did, add another query, put this place to all, and add this sustainable. So we can also do this. I'm going to put this in quote, means I want one word, sustainable healthcare. It should be there in my document. Then here, I can put all here, add another field, put all there, and put this health informatics. I can decide that I want health informatics to be one word. It should be as it is, not and an end. And then what it means that you should see health informatics as one word in the document, not probably a keyword health in the abstract and another keyword informatics in the title, and then it picks it. Let me add this also, and then all. Then we go to filter. Let's do the all here, and then add this. Then build more. And then this. Good. Thank you. Build more here. Okay. Build more and then more. Okay. Okay, so now let's push the button to search. And now let's do the filtering together. Is my screen visible to everybody? Hello?
Yes, please.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Okay. So now, how many documents do we have?
414092 document.
Good. Now, don't forget that we said we are going to use what? Inclusion and exclusion criteria. So let's say that one of our inclusion and exclusion criteria is to start searching for documents that were published in 2010. So we'll put here 2010. And search again. Oh no, let me go to advanced search here and do that tricks there. I see. Or I can even, no, let me do it facial so that people can see. That is the best. When I do it that one people can see. So I just want you to see. Let me not put much close to just stop the waiting. So, oh, who's this? Okay, so first let's filter it based on the year of publication. So the year of publication. So let's go to years. Look at the stream left. Go to years. You will see the year there. If you see and I don't see, let me know. Do we see the year?
I think it's up.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are searching for 2010 to 2023. So now it's reducing the search. Let's wait. How many documents do we have? Afram, how many documents? Hello?
289,007.
Good. So when you do this, don't forget, you go back to the exclusion. You have to copy this. This is your first query. So copy this query and put it somewhere in a text file. You will talk about it. So this is our initial query, right? So we're going to say that the initial query gave us 286,007 documents based on searching from what 2010 to 2023. But remember, we searched from 1998. So now the next thing is we keep on with the filtering. Don't forget, we said papers that are not published in English will be what? Removed. So let's come back and come to language here. So we click on this and we say limit to what? English. How many papers are left? Hello?
275,939.
Good. So you have to record. You have to record. Take note of this. A total of this number of papers that were not published in English were removed because they are part of your filtering. It will be part of your methodology. So anything you are doing, you have to take notes. So the first paper, the total, the N number of papers, the capital N, and then the first phase of filtering, where we removed all papers that are not English. How many papers were removed? Small n represent the number of papers that were removed. Capital N will be the remaining papers that we carried forward for the next stage. Are we following? Then we keep on with the filtering. Don't forget, let me go to here. We said articles that are published in only journal and conference. So we are interested in journal and conference. So only this and that. So limit to, not exclude. Limit to means include. This is inclusion. How many papers are left?
226,066.
Good. So we have to subtract this one from the first one and know how many papers were removed because they were classified as not a journal publication article or a conference paper. You need to record this. Now let's do further filtering. Come here and go to article type. Where's article type? Come here, further here. Good. Come back here. Look here again. Source. Do you see another thing here? Limit to journal and conference proceedings. Have the number reduced? Yes. So further articles that were also classified as this number of articles were also removed. So we are not done. Let's keep on filtering it. We said publication stage. Let's go to publication stage. We are interested in only articles that are final, but not in press. Let's go here, limit to. So this number has been further reduced. So another phase of screening. So all this, you are jotting them down, you can put all this one into the first phase of screening. The other phase of screening, we'll see what we could do. So another articles, further articles that were classified not as what? That were indicated as articles that were in press. That is, they are still working on it, have been removed. Now let's do further screening. Let's go to the source type. Well, we've done that. We've done the language. Let's go to further. We are not talking affiliation. We are not tackling this. We'll tackle the area. Yes. Let's go to the research area. Click here. See, we are interested in articles that are in the health industry, that deal with application. So this one can be application in the accounting system or whatever, I'm not interested in this, I'll take it. I'm not interested in the energy, I'll take it off. Here, I'll take it off. I'll take humans, economic. I'll take undefined, earth. I'll take this. Whatever you are taking off, try to record them. Different articles in subject areas such as this, that were taken off, and justify why you took them off. So if you want to take this off, whatever you want to take off, just click on it and then justify why you took them off. If you want to take anything off, just click on it and do justification why you took it off. So all this we're taking off. So we are limit it to areas. For example, we can say we take this off. Multidisciplinary, so we are limiting it to area. Veterinary, we're taking off. Dentistry, okay. Oh, what did I do? So, all what I took off, I clicked outside, so it went off. So let's do it again. Quick, let's select. Let me just reduce it to only the two at the top. Let me reduce all this. Take this off, 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 and keep all of this. So we are going to exclude this. So how many articles left now? 86,000. Now, you cannot download all these 86,000 at a time. Scopus will let you download only 2,000 articles at a point. So you can decide to do further filtering, or you can decide to download in batches. So when you've done all the filtering and you think you are okay with the filtering, come here, watch, and copy this. So this becomes your final search string. So the first one was your initial search string. And after you've done the first phase of cleaning, you had your final search string. So this is the final search string. So you have to record all this in your work. Are you with me? So now the next stage is to download the article. So as I told you, we can only download 2,000 at a time. So let's go and then download these articles for our analysis. So I'm going here, export them in CSV. Now you can export only 2,000, as I told you, 20,000, sorry. So here to the 20, so it will be 19. 9, okay, let me put up 20, same thing, 20. Sorry. So let's download the first one. Down, what are we downloading? We are downloading the citation information. We will download the affiliation because we want it. We don't need this serial. We need the publishers. We don't need the PubMed ID. We don't need the language. We don't need this. If we want to deal with the abstract, we can do the abstract, the keywords, very important. We don't need this. We need a source title. We need a volume, the citation count, source document. We don't need this. If you need it for this analysis, we don't need this. Sponsors, if you want to founding, yeah, if you want to take the who's found it, and then, so you just click on export here, and it will start exporting. So you have to wait for it to export. So once we are waiting for the data to export, I will go to the PowerPoint, and then we'll continue. I'll come here, and then once the data is exported, we'll look at the next thing to do. Are we okay? And any question on getting the data? If you have any question on getting the data, please let me know, and then we will finish that. So now let's go back to our PowerPoint.
Doc,
Yes, please.
so with this process you have just demonstrated, can we apply the same principle to the Google Scholar in terms of trying to exclude certain articles to minimize the numbers?
With Google Scholar, you can't do this. As the only exclusion it gives is with the how they call it, the year, right? But if you want to limit your search, you can decide to use a lot of compound, like the and. You see that here, when I use a lot of and, it's limited. So if you want to use Google Scholar and you want to limit the papers, you can try to say that, okay, before you bring me a paper, make sure that it has 3 of these keywords in them, not any of them, because all is any of them. So if say this keyword, this keyword, this keyword must be in a paper before you pop up. So what you can do is try to make your search query more complex and more defined and more specific. Don't make it broader. That one can also help you narrow down your papers in Google Scholar. But if you want to use this interface provided by Scopus to do the narrowing, no, you will not get that. So you have to do it manually yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So let's see. So you see, we reported on this. We wrote that. Somebody said I should go over the reporting again. Whoa, I've done the exporting. It's export. It takes time to export. Okay, I'll just pass. So you see that we said this is what the sample initial. This was the initial search query that we use, the search string. And then after we did the exclusion, all the thing, we had this final search string. So we have to report all this in your work so that if somebody wants to replicate your work or reproduce your work, you can put in this search string. If I copy this to Notepad and I arrange them well and I paste it to Scopus, it will give me the number of papers exactly that were exported by our publication. So we have to make this all visible to people. Now, the next thing is data extraction. So I'll show you how you can extract the data from Scopus by selecting those points and then clicking save as we did. Somebody said I should go over. I will try to share that screen and just point 2 seconds there and come back. So I said you go here, you click export, you select, first you select this, click export, go to CSV, and then Scopus will give you only 20,000 documents at a time. So from here to here, 20,000 this week, we can export this. And then we can, if we want to export everything, we have to do this another time, another day. So we keep the numbers and then we export. So that's why they give you the opportunity to save your search string in Scopus. So after selecting what data you want, as if we're following what I was teaching the presentation, I talk about data that we use for bibliometric analysis. So I will select those data and click on export, and then it will export it in CSV file for me as it is doing here. You can decide also to save this search string. There's a place for saving. Let me see if I've not. You can save it in, let me see, there's a place for saving. I've been saving, or stay on the page. I don't want to, if I leave this page, let me wait. I'll come back to show you how to save it so that I don't spoil this downloading. Okay. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. Sorry for navigating up and down. That's part of the whole thing. We need to carry everybody along. So, yes. So let's go back to the slide. So we are now exporting our data. Now we know how to export the data. The next thing is to carry out your bibliometric analysis or to do your analysis. Now, there are a lot of things that we are going to do. We'll be navigating through, how do you call it, Excel. We'll be navigating through. So I use Excel sometimes. I use other tools, and a lot of tools to do the analysis. But for the graph, the network graph plotting, I normally use the VOS viewer. When you click on this link. It will take you to a website you can download. You can also use the site space, people use it. And also you can use Scopus, but let me give you something here. Let's go back to Scopus and let me show you something. The disadvantage if you try to use all the papers, the graph produced by Scopus here. I just saw this one when I did further analysis in one of the works that we did. Let me share the Scopus screen and then I will show you some analysis you can get direct from Scopus. So if you come here, click on the analysis here, it will take you to some analysis. It will give you some nice graph. It will give you some nice pictures. So for example, if we click here, you can see the trend. It's for the first 2,000 papers you download. It's for the first 2,000 papers. No, this one, it does for all the papers. But remember that we downloaded only the what? The first 2,000. So if you use this one, it means that it will be incorrect analysis because you are downloading only 2,000 at a time. Maybe you can't wait to download the other one down and combine all of them, become complex for you. So you want to filter it to the first 2,000. This is the results for 86,410. So this is the graph. You can export this graph. If only you are downloading all the papers, you can just click here and then export it as a CSV file. That will give you the number of years and the count of publication. You can also click here and then it will give you this graph and the CSV file also. So if you want to do that, if you want to go, if you come down here, it can give you the most prolific authors, the 15 top authors in the field here. So as you can see, it gives you all this analysis. You can export it. Scopus provide all this analysis for you. You can do the document type, all this analysis. But this is what I observed. In the document that we download, you will see that I excluded review papers. But when we're doing our analysis, I saw that some papers were still review papers, but it was included. Some papers were just guidelines in the application of what? Artificial intelligence, but it was included. Some papers were just precautions, but it was included. So I needed to use Python, that one programming. I need to use my programming skills to program some list of words that I think that it relates to publications that are reviewed or publications that are guidelines, and then iterate through all the 2,000 over documents that we downloaded to exclude those articles also. And that was the third phase of our screening. We applied Python programming to do further screening. So we end up not to use this because when we screen, the number of papers did reduce, so we cannot use all this. So we did all these analysis ourselves, and I will show you how to do all this also by yourself. So now you can see that the data have downloaded. Can you all see here? It's an Excel file data. I'll just open it and then wait. I'll take you guys there for the analysis of the data. So let's see some of the analysis we are going to do, and then I'll bring it to Excel so that we can do them when the need arises. So I'll have the data here. I'll put it here. And then I'll bring it here. Okay, so now let's go back to, I think I don't have any question on this one. Let's go back to the slides and then work on the slide. So now let's go back and see which of the analysis or what analysis can be done here, and then we all take part and then we see how to do all this analysis. So let's see. Yeah, so we can do the year-wise trend analysis. We can do the count, the keywords, the total subject areas, the number of citations, the total. We will learn how to do all this. And then we can also do the areas or subject areas that were considered. I'll show you how to do all these ones using the Excel. And then we can also do the country count. And then we can also do the university affiliations. All these are analysis that we can do. And then we'll do the bibliometric analysis with the looking at the number of paper, the year of publication, the number of citations, and the source. I'll show you how you can do all this. And then this is another way also to do the paper, to do the topmost paper, and then the top author analysis also. We'll learn how to do all this quickly as we can. And then, so let's go straight to the hands-on session. So I will just stop this and then open to an Excel file. And then we'll see how we can do all this from the Excel. How many of us have heard of pivot table in Excel? Hello? Hello? Are you sleeping?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
We are here. We are not sleeping.
Yeah, I've heard of it, Doctor.
You have heard of pivot table?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what can we use pivot table to do? Share your knowledge with us.
Yeah, we can use it to do a lot of analysis. For instance, with the Excel file that the data we are exporting from Scopus into Excel, so we can use it to search for data in terms of years, in terms of the country, in terms of the publishers, in terms of the authors and all of that. So we can have tables out of the big data that we are exporting from Scopus into Excel. So we can have a table, and then we can also use pivot table to draw also pivot charts.
Okay.
Yes.
Ima is the one talking.
No, this is Harris.
Harris. So Harris, I give over to you. I've loaded the data in the data we just download from Scopus into the chart.
Yes.
Take over whilst I enjoy. So what we're going to do is that I want you to open the data. I'll open the data, do some simple short analysis, but I'll give the rest to you. I just want to, I always prefer students working and then contributing. I like that. So let me share the data we download. I'll show you a lot of analysis. These are all analysis you can find in our paper that we did, but I will show you how to do the rest. And then Harris will also give us a lot of ideas. Now let's see the paper we download. That's the first thing.
So, sorry, Doctor, I'm using a small tablet. Then I may have to switch over to my laptop. I requested for it earlier on.
Oh, come in. Oh, please log in. I will give you the chance. I want to see what you can do for me. Maybe you can do more wonderful things than I can do. Now let's watch the paper. Now let's watch the document we download. Look at here. Here is what? Cited by. Do we see? Hello?
Yes.
Good. Now let's sort this. You see that this one starts from 0 minimum. So I go here and I sort from the larger to the smallest. I expand extension. Oh, what did I do? largest, smallest. Good. Now let's see. Now it means that this is the most cited papers. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. So let's copy.
Yes,
I just want to copy from here to only the 20th position. I want to do analysis for you to see something. I copy, paste it here. So now these are the authors' names, but I'll get all these authors' names. If I want to do, I can insert this one in my how do you call it, mainly whatever, don't worry. So this is the author names, it's the same thing. I'll delete this column. Author's ID, I'll delete this column, I don't need it. The title, the year of publication, I want it to be there. The source, I like this, I'll put it there. The volume, I don't like it. And then this, I don't like it. The article number, I don't like it. The number of pages, I don't like it. For this analysis, this, I don't like it. This, I don't like it. So if I want to talk of documents that are reigning, right? The most cited documents. This gives me a list of the 20 most cited documents. And this is this, and this picks that column. So I come here, I put here most cited document. Put them here. So we have the most cited document. These are the titles. And these are the number of citations. If I want to add the author, so when you put this in your work, you have to add it to your reference. So here will be, you can put a reference. So now you use here, you use the original list, you pick the DOI of those articles, use manually to add them, and in your Word document, you add a reference to this. If you want to add the journals, because this most prolific means that these are the most cited, but it's not the journal with most number of papers. Don't forget, these are documents that are most cited, but it's not the authors with more number of papers. Don't forget this. So this will give you most prolific documents. If you want to do more, as I give to Harris, but if you want to use Excel, you can just click here, data analytics, click here, and just go to, wait for it to load. Yeah, it's loading, so wait for it to load. It's loading, it takes time, so start with the first one. So we can do the data analytics on the entire data. So let's see how we do all this analytics. Oh, it's taking much of our time. Sorry, guys. It's taking much time. So most of the time, I want to do this before I do the presentation. But if you do that, people also don't see what you're doing. So Harris, you can start with your data analysis. Tell us what you can do. So we want to do the year, every year, and the trend. I'll do that one here. We can also do the institutions, the published house, number of articles that were considered as final, and those that, because all these articles should be final. That is what I'm supposing it should be. But let me show you something else. You can also do it. Good. So we are here. So we just go here. Oh, this thing keeps on delaying. Once it's doing that, let me use the search to see if I'll see any empty altar. See, have you seen something here? Have you all seen something here? Look at this. Here, what is here? Hello? Afram, what is here? At the altar column. Empty. So we see empty. We are doing more filtering before we do the analysis. Yeah. So before we do that, let me show you some little tricks that I've been doing. So I put my cursor here. I don't type anything and I say find. So I've seen one document with no author name. So I will remove it and count. Remove. Then search again. Sorry. Search again. Here, put the cursor here. Oh. So you can basically use your cursor to your skills. So another document. So we have seen another one. Let's delete. So how many? 2 deleted. Let's see another one. We have seen another one. How many? 3 deleted. Let's see another one. 4 deleted. So these are all the third phase of the data cleaning, because this one, you can't do it from Scopus. So another one, 4 deleted. So you count all those you are deleting. See, there's another one here, deleted. And I tell you, you will see more, but most of the time, I use Python to do it because it's faster for me to do it in Python. But if you don't know how to use Python, you can use this method, and I tell you, it will help you. So you can find out, so count all these ones and remove them, and then record in your work how many papers were removed that had no author name. So it will reduce your number before you start with your analysis. So we have done further cleaning here. So now, if we can also check the source. So if you don't have a source, we can decide to delete it because we'll be doing source analysis. So we don't want a case where we'll have a paper without a source. So we don't have any paper without a source. Perfect. That's good for us. Okay, so let's wait and then do the basic analysis. Okay, so now let me put my cursor here and do the year-wise analysis. So let me do in the year column. We're on the document type. Now, see the document type. Do you see the document type? Means that all the document type is, oh, let's put it in a pivot paper, pivot, and then see it here. It's suggesting for us. So now, so as you can see, we still have articles where the document type is blank. So it means your data is still not clean. So let's go to the document type, clean it. I did all this in Python, which is very simple to clean all this bulky data for me in a few seconds. So you have to do all this cleaning before you start with your analysis. It's very important. Check whether, so we are here, data type. So let's put a cursor here and find anything where the data type is empty. Oh, so there's nothing, so it's correct, it's okay. So now let's do the year-wise. So we have, this is the number of conference paper, this is the number, we put it in a pivot, and then we can get that in a nice graph. So in our paper, 92% were conference, were article, that journal, and then 7 were what? Conference. So you see how we can do it. We can also decide to do for the the thing is freezing. It's freezing. Okay. So we can do for the year. We can decide to put our cursor on the year and do how many were published in this year and how many were published in that year, and so on. We can also decide to do for the year. So we can decide to get the year count also and see the number of publications that were published in a year. You can do a whole lot of things with this analysis, which it will give you a nice plot that you can put into your analysis. Okay. So now, so if you want to do, let me take you here and see how you can do this analysis also. There's some of the analysis you have to pick them from online. I'll show you how you can do that also. Then I'll go straight to the VS viewer, and then we can do something there. We are far behind time. It's not easy, but I think we're still doing something. So which screen? The PowerPoint. Let me share the screen of the PowerPoint and show you how you can do some analysis, other analysis from. So for example, let's see this analysis. If you want to do this, you have this, I copied this analysis. For example, if you want to look at the journals, their total publication, you can do the summing, the total publication from the journals, from your document that you had here. You can do the total publications within the period that you download the data. And if you want to do the average citation, you can do the average citation, do the calculation of the total citation over the period, and then do the average citation. But if you want to get the journal score, you can take it for CiteMongo, or you can take it from Scopus. So all these values were picked from either Scopus or were picked from CiteMongo, and then the country can put all this. So these are all things that you can do here. So if you look at this, also the same thing, the journal name, you can pick the publishers, you can pick the ranking of the journal, whether it's a Q1 journal or what. You can get these values from CiteMongo here. You can pick it from here, SCI-Mongo. You can pick it from there. It will give you all this. It will give you the H index of all the journal house also. So let's go straight and see what we can do with the VS viewer also. Do some visualization of the where then we come for simple a period of questions and answers. So now to do the S viewer, you have to, let me share my screen and launch my VS viewer. Let me just launch it, and then I'll share that with you, and then we can. So if you have any question, please, you can ask us. I'm taking just 10 minutes of your time to show you how you can do the citation count and then do analysis from the VS viewer. If you have any question, any contribution, anything you want to add, please feel free, talk about it. I'll give the chance also to Harrison to do more of this analysis. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, any question? I'm going straight to the S viewer to use it for the analysis, I'm running it. I will show you when it's run. It's been a long time I ran it on this new machine. I've always been running on my older machine. So it's just taking a lot of time to run to start up this. Okay, it's starting up. So let's give it some time. It's starting. I will just, when it starts, give me some few minutes for the viewer to start, and then we'll look at it.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, so all these that we've learned so far, just for the literature review part of say thesis, maybe if you are writing a thesis, or if you're writing a paper. I remember in the introduction we did there was a presentation about the various chapters of writing a thesis or a paper. But I want to clarify that all that you have learned is just for the literature review part. Is that correct?
Yeah, so basically this workshop is to give you an hands-on how you can write a comprehensive literature review.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah, so once you are able to, you see the most difficult aspect of the postgraduate course is for the postgraduate students to punch hole literature, to find gap and justify that this is a gap. Once you've been able to punch hole and justify that this is a gap, the rest becomes the method of how you want to solve the gap. So always the punching hole, justifying that indeed there is a need for research. And we can only do this through a comprehensive literature review. And either you are using assisted. So if let's say you are writing a thesis and you are doing publication-wise approach for master PhD student, then of course this paper, you can write a paper which becomes your literature review section of your document, where clearly you punch holes for further studies, and then in your subsequent document you solve the problems that you punch holes in your literature studies. For example, in my PhD, I had 6 papers put together as my thesis. And the first paper was a literature review, tried to punch holes in literature, and I was able to punch further areas of research, about 3 or 4 in the document. And as I took those areas and I was trying to solve them, I saw further things that needs to be researched into. So at the end of the day, I have to do different things. So this is what we are doing now. I don't know, I have to switch machine. I don't know why my VS viewer is not trying to load on my newer machine. I've never used it on it. I've always used it in the old machine. So let me see if the old machine can start. I will just log out and then join in from my old machine. Then we can do this experiment and then we call it a day. Give me some few minutes. Let me see what is happening in my older machine is ready. I will just metric, good. Yes, we are from here. I'm able to launch it from here. I will exit from this machine and join this one. I don't know why it's supposed to have started long time. It's still starting like turning. So we can ask questions. If you have any questions, please ask. Because of time, if I'm able to, once my, okay, so the older machine have started. So let me see who I've made as the co-host here. Let me see if I can make somebody again as a co-host, and then I will exit. Okay, so let me join from this machine. Zoom. Let me join from my older machine here, and then I'll also trying to do some authentication. I don't know why I was doing that. So guys, give me some 5 minutes. I'm coming. Let me. Let me join. Okay, thank you, thank you. So let me put this. Please, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear. Hello, Doc. There seems to be no audio, if you can hear.
Oh, let me start the process again. Sorry for that. So this is the interface of the VOS viewer. You go here, you select based on your data, and we are creating a bibliometric analysis, we are creating a map using a bibliometric analysis. So we select this and go to next, select the source of your data. Remember, I showed you that you can download the data from Web of Science, from Scopus, or from Dimension. So here, we are doing it from Scopus. Go here, and then select Scopus. Go to where the source of your data is. So, select your data. Wait for it to load. Once you're loading the data for the first time, it's going to take a lot of time to load it. But once it's loaded into memory, you can actually move faster. So let's exercise some patience, wait for the data to load, and I will show you a lot of things you can do, how to look at the clusters and see where much has been done and much is yet to be done. A lot of analysis that we can do here. So let's wait for it to load, and then let's look at some analysis. Exercise patience is loading. For the first time, it will take time to load.
So Doc, is this application also free or is something you have to purchase?
No, free. It's free. Just click on the link I gave you and download it. It's for free. It's going to give a lot of insight into the data that we downloaded after doing some analysis with Excel and some graphs and other things. The rest, you can do it here with the VOS viewer. It's free, but then when you use it, you always have to give credit to the creators. You have to give credit. I see people using it and they don't even talk about it in their work, which is not good. You have to always, appreciate the work that some people have done.
And Doc, where did you say we could find the link?
Go to the slides, look at the slides we're using. The slides I was doing the presentation on, you will see that I've given you softwares that you can use for your visual analysis. And on that slides, you will see that one of the software is VOS Viewer, which has been hyperlinked. On slide 22, you can see the VOS Viewer hyperlink there, and then you can make use of it. So let's see. Oh, it's still loading. Yeah, it will take time. Let's relax. Let's take some coffee. If you want to take some water, take some water. If you want to take some coffee, take some coffee. And let's wait for it to load. But in the meantime, if you have any question, please try to let me know. There's somebody saying that, can you do the systematic literature review and the BLR for the same topic and publish them? Oh. You see, you can do it for the same topic, but then the point is you might come out with the same gaps in literature. You might come up with the same gap in literature. The only thing is that for bibliometric analysis, we consider a lot of papers. If you look at the papers that even if you are dealing with the first 20,000 of papers that Scopus allows you to download, it's quite huge. But with systematic, you cannot work with such a huge number of papers. You can't work with them because it's very huge. But if you're working with this, I think it's quite okay. So you can decide if you want to work with all those ones, but you have to be careful when you want to work with all those ones. Work with, on the same topic, you want to write systematic, on the same topic, you want to write bibliometric. The gap will be the same thing. Yeah. So somebody will say that you've not done, a new thing, but you can. Why is this taking too much than expected to load? Let me start it again. See, it's taking too much time to load. Let me take the data from this point and see. Let me take it from this place and see this data, whether this one is going to go faster. It's taking much time. I know it takes time to load, but so we can discuss if you have anything to talk about whilst we wait for the data to load. If you have anything to discuss, if you have any question.
Okay, Doc. So, what would be your advice to someone like myself who has a background computer science first degree, and then a master's MBA logistics and supply chain management, and I want to go into research?
Well, you said, come again, please. Come again. Hello?
So sorry, network got off a bit.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I was asking that, can I do like major of computer science and say logistics and supply chain management topic?
Yes, you can look at how information technology, how we can leverage on information technology to improve efficiency in supply chain. We can also look at, it's an area you can look at how AI can be used to improve efficiency in that field. You can also look at what currently techniques have been adapted. So that is in terms of information technologies that have been adapted to improve efficiency, and what are the gaps that can be improved. So that with your background in how do you call it, computer science, you can look at what can I do again based on what has been done, and based on the gaps that I have identified, what can I do? What can I adapt to existing literature? So you can always blend. You can always blend.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, if you look at some of my research publications are in the field of energy informatics. And I'm able to do that because of my background in electrical engineering, because I did electrical engineering from the HND before branching to computer science in my first degree. So there are some work that I did in the field of electrical engineering because of my background in electrical engineering. So I try to see, with my background in electrical engineering, now in a computer science, how can I bridge these two to solve problems? So you can do that. Somebody's asking which AI tools can be used to help summarize literature. There are a lot of these AI tools that are there that you can use a lot. I'll advise that you just put a search on how do you call it, Google. You get a list of them. You can use, I think the Google Bard is there, the ChatGPT is there, and I think there is another tool that people use to that they use to summarize papers. I've heard of it before, but I think that's the name have escaped me. All these tools are there, but don't forget that these tools are helping you. So you cannot always copy what those tools gives you and then put them in your work. You have to verify them. You have to, do sensitization of what those tools give you, because you have to take charge of whatever you put in your work. So if you copy direct from those tools, then if there is any error, you'll be held responsible, but not the tools. There are some limitations with every tool. So what you have to do is that you have to do some of the work. These tools can help you do the work easily, but they are not going to take entirely the work and do it for, like somebody say, I want to write a paper with that. So I give the topic to ChatGPT. ChatGPT writes everything for me, and I take it and then I go and present it. So you have to write most of the things that ChatGPT gives you. You have to verify them. You have to do modification. You have to do all those things. So I will advise that you use it as a tool to help you, but don't go with them to do it for you and say this is what we do. Remember that we have not gotten there yet, but I think ChatGPT has not been classified as an author. So if ChatGPT is writing for you, then somebody will say it's plagiarism, but then we've not gotten there as a. So let's try use them as a tool to give us speed to finish what we are doing in time. Well, this is taking much time than expected. No, this is not the number of times supposed to take. This is too much. It's taking much time than expected. I don't know why I don't know why it's supposed to upload this file for us to start, but it's taking much time. It's taking much time. Let me bring this data down to the local drive. I don't know, but have I done anything? So while loading the file, I'm coming. I'll start this process for you again. I need to let you know what is up. Let me see. So let me copy this file down to my local machine because it's online. All my files, some of the files, I load them direct from online. Let me paste this one direct and then load it from desktop. And let me see. Wait, next. Desktop. Let me see. Yeah, so if you have any question again, I think let me see somebody have a question. Let me see. Okay, so I've answered this one. So what? Please, sorry for the delay. Let's wait for this thing to load. I don't know why it's actually delaying like this. I don't know. In a normal circumstance, it should not. But this one is delaying too much. Should have opened by now for us to go to the next step. If not, I'm sorry, but if it can't open, then I have to maybe try and see if I can do a recording and share it with you. But because it's still delaying, I would have loved if it's open for me to do live demonstration so that you can ask your questions, but I don't know why it's not reading. I don't know why. Because it has taken more than 15 minutes and it's still not open. Hello, everyone. Do we wait, or we can put it a stop here and I'll do a recording and show it to you? What do you say? What's your view, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so maybe we can do some 10 minutes, maybe Q&A, and as we wait on it.
Yes, so yes, but I think people don't have questions now. Everybody is quiet, so I don't know. I don't know why the thing is not opening, but I'm surprised. It's abnormal.
I think someone put a question there. Which review do you recommend?
Yes, Cesar, which review do you recommend? Oh, yes, in terms of which review do I recommend, this question is a big question and it's subjective. I would say that you need to discuss that in agreement with your supervisor. Yes, you see, as Dr. Osu said yesterday, for you to finish your work is 99% based on your supervisor's decision. So some supervisors prefer you doing literature, systematic literature review. Others might say, okay, combine the two approach in one document and let's see. So you have to, discuss that with your supervisor, and then choose one. When I was doing my PhD, at that time, systematic literature review was the most, what do you call it? Trending at that time. Systematic literature review was trending. So that is what I use. And after I finished my PhD, I realized that there's another one trending, which was the bibliometric. I saw a lot of research in the bibliometric, so I took it upon myself to study this new approach and see what can be done with it. And then I tried it with this new papers that we publish. So I would say that there is no fast rule that use this or that, but always talk with your supervisors and then make a decision on that. Publication, which one can be published easily? Yeah, they can all be published. They can all be published easily. They can, depending on the work you did. I will encourage everybody to read the papers I sent to you on the platform, the new paper on the bibliometric literature. We published 2 papers. The one I just sent to you, you can see that we did more deeper work than the first one we published in law. Yes, based on some things we learned later on, so we add more. So it depends on the quantum of work you do. It's very important, the quantum of work you do. Some do bibliometric literature review and you see that they do shallow work. Others also do very detailed work. So if you any approach that you choose, you do a detailed work. And as you can see, the systematic requires a lot of reading from the authors. But the bibliometric, if you do a lot of the analysis and you can make a lot of deduction, your paper will also be very good. If like the software was running, I wanted to show you more of this analysis and how you can make all these, but I guess I have to record it and then send the link to you. I don't know why it's refusing to start. Maybe, I don't know, I should have started it before running the Zoom, because it starts in memory. This app, you don't install it. When you run, it runs and starts in memory, everything. So it's not something that is installed. So probably that is why it's even as this. So if there's no further question, I'll end it here, and then I'll do a recording of this and then share the video with you, if you don't mind. Yeah, I've already shared the presentation slides with the link I gave you, so you can have all the slides I talked about in the link. I'll take the slides from Dr. Usu and also put all my slides are already there, but I'll record a video of the View OS viewer. I'll do some analysis and then I'll share with you. So thank you all for coming. And as I promised, I'll give you the video. It's a promise. I'll make sure I get you that video. And then please, one thing that we want you to do is that we want to see evidence of what you have learned. We are willing to give you certificate of participation, but I want to see evidence, and we also want to help you. So we want you to put yourself in groups of maybe three maximum, and pick an area, apply the skills that you want to do, agree on what you want to do. Don't just do it as your PhD or MSc, whatever. No, pick a different, the three of you should agree on something you want to do. It's just a hands-on. Let us apply any of these techniques that we have learned, and then we are giving you a maximum of 1 month. Try to draft a paper on that. You bring the paper, we will do thorough review for you for free. Myself and Dr. Usu will do two review for you. I'll do it, Dr. Usu also do it. And then we give you the comment. And then you use the comment to revise your work and then send it to any journal house. Once the group send it to a journal house, we give them their certificate of participation. And this is an evidence. So if you say you came for this conference or you came for this workshop, then of course you can show that this is the work I did out of what I learned from the conference. Now, once you are doing it as a group, you learn from each other, then you can use that to finish your own work. So I encourage you, group yourself and take a topic, challenge yourself, maximum of 1 month, put something down, use Google Docs, share the document, share the area. Hey, you write this session, you to write this session, we do that. And anytime you need our help in that paper, draw attention to, and then we'll help you. Thank you very much, and see you all again. The WhatsApp will be open for further communication if you want to talk to me or Dr. Usu. So thank you for coming, and I'll do the recording as promised and show it to you. So bye-bye. Bye-bye to everyone.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you, Doc.
Bye. Thank you.